Hello fellow travelers, welcome back to the Scenic Route Traveler. I'm Erin, and if you're new here, this channel is all about finding those breathtaking destinations that make your heart skip a beat and showing you exactly how to make the most of every incredible moment. Today, we're diving into one of Italy's most stunning gems, Lake Como. We're actually in the middle of this incredible mother-daughter European road trip right now, and Lake Como is stop number 3, and honestly, it might be the most stunning place we've been yet. So we'll be starting our journey in the absolutely picture-perfect town of Bellagio, then we're ferry hopping to the artist haven of Varenna, and then the laid-back mountain town of Menaggio. I'll be sharing all of my hard-earned tips, the best photo spots, where to eat, what to skip, and honestly, some mistakes we made so you don't have to. So grab your morning espresso, hit that subscribe button if you love travel content like this, and let's get completely lost in the magic of Lake Como together. Okay, so we have been driving for about 3 hours from Milan, and let me tell you, these winding mountain roads are no joke. We've stopped probably 3 times already just to catch our breath, take some photos, and honestly let my white knuckles recover from gripping the steering wheel. The roads around Lake Como are seriously narrow. Like we're talking barely wide enough for 2 cars to pass each other, and they twist and turn like an absolute pretzel. But here's the thing, every single hairpin turn does reveal another completely postcard-worthy view that makes you forget all about being terrified. My mom has been my co-pilot through some of these seriously challenging mountain roads today, and she's basically become an expert at reading Italian road signs. We have made it to the beautiful Lake Como. We drove here from Milan. We picked up our rental car. It takes about an hour to get to Milan to Lake Como, or the Como town, and then we are staying in Bellagio, so that's about another hour or so to get from Como to Bellagio if you kind of go on the west side of the peninsula of Lake Como. So we're excited to check it out for the next 2 days and 1 night. It's quite the narrow road at times, so if you have a bigger car, you're in for a treat, I'll say. But we're excited to be here, and we're gonna go have dinner in the town of Bellagio, where we will get to kind of explore a little bit as well. All right, we've dropped our bags off at the hotel. Now we're officially on the hunt for dinner. But first, can we just talk about how absolutely beautiful Bellagio is? Look at these narrow cobblestone streets that have been here for centuries. These incredibly colorful buildings that seem to cascade down the hillside right into the lake. Bellagio sits right at the point where Lake Como splits into 2 branches. That's why they call it the Pearl of Lake Como. The town actually dates back to Roman times, but what you're seeing here today is the perfect blend of medieval charm and 19th century lakeside elegance. After exploring for a bit, we finally found the perfect spot for dinner. Restaurant La Terrazza, which might be the perfect dinner spot on the entire lake. I mean, just look at this view. We're sitting directly above the water with a panoramic view of the entire lake. We managed to snag a table right here on the terrace, and the timing honestly couldn't be more perfect. When we first sat down about an hour ago, the lake was this brilliant turquoise color, the mountains were this vibrant emerald green, and the light was absolutely golden and warm. We put in our order of wine, risotto, and pasta, and now we're just watching this incredible transformation happen in front of us. The sun is slowly disappearing behind those mountains across the lake, and the entire surface of the water is turning into what looks like liquid gold. All the little lights in the village across the lake are starting to twinkle like stars, and honestly, this feels like something out of a movie. The temperature is perfect, my mom is so content being here, and there's this gentle breeze across the lake. You can hear the sound of small waves lapping against the shore below us. Sitting here with my mom, watching this incredible sunset unfold over this lake, this is exactly the kind of moment we hoped for when we decided to do this European road trip together. After that incredible dinner, we couldn't resist taking an evening stroll through Bellagio as the town settled into nighttime. Narrow medieval streets are lit by these warm golden streetlights that cast the most beautiful shadows on the old stone walls, and there's something so peaceful about hearing the gentle lapping of the lake against the shore mixed with the distant sound of conversations and laughter drifting from the restaurants. The town takes on this completely different personality at night. During the day, it's bustling with tourists and day trippers, but right now it feels intimate and magical, like we're walking through a fairy tale.
Alright, it's the next morning. We are exploring the town of Bellagio. We stayed about a kilometer away from the main part of town, and now we're heading to go get ferry tickets to check out the other villages that are nearby Bellagio.
A very good morning from Lake Como. It is about 7 a.m. and we're up early because I have a secret. If you want to experience Bellagio without the crowds, you need to get up before 8 a.m. Look how different it feels. We practically have the whole town to ourselves. We're not just up early for the views, we did need to get up early to go to the ferry terminal to buy our all-day ferry pass before the ticket office gets crazy busy. And pro tip for anyone visiting Lake Como, I would definitely recommend to buy a day ferry pass first thing in the morning. It costs about 23 euros and lets you hop on and off all ferries all day between all major towns. Trust me, the lines get insane by about 10 a.m., especially in the summer. With our ferry passes secured, we are heading aboard our first ferry of the day from Bellagio to Varenna. This is honestly one of the best ways to see Lake Como, from the water itself. The ferry ride to Varenna takes about 15 minutes, and every single minute is pure eye candy. You can see all these incredible villas perched on the hillside, some dating back centuries. It's amazing getting this experience with my mom, seeing how genuinely happy this place makes her, how she lights up at every new view we pass. The cool thing about traveling by ferry is that you get this completely different perspective of each town. Water, you can really appreciate how these villages seem to tumble down the mountainside right into the lake. And the best part, the ferries have been running these same routes for 150 years. Welcome to Varenna. If Bellagio is the polished jewel of Lake Como, Varenna feels like the authentic artistic village. The first thing that hits you about Varenna are these incredible colors. Every single building is painted in these warm, dreamy pastels. We're talking salmon pink, butter yellow, terracotta orange, sage green. It's like someone took a watercolor palette and just painted an entire village. Mom and I start off just wandering with no real plan, which honestly feels perfect for a place like this. The narrow cobblestone streets seem to curve and wind in every direction, and around every corner there's another picture-perfect view or some little detail that makes you stop and stare. What we didn't expect was how artistic this town is. We've already ducked into 3 different art galleries, and there's just incredible local art scene here. We found this one gallery showcasing paintings of the lake by local artists, and another one filled with handmade ceramics and jewelry. If you want something to do a little bit more structured, Villa Monastero and its botanical gardens are absolutely worth the €10 entrance fee. This place started as a 12th century monastery, hence the name, but now it's home to one of the most spectacular lakefront gardens in all of Italy. This garden walkway stretches for almost 2 kilometers along the lakeshore and is filled with the most exotic plants from all over the world, classical sculptures, and these incredible terrace gardens that have been maintained for centuries. But our favorite thing about Varenna is just getting lost in these medieval streets. There are tiny artisan workshops tucked into these 500-year-old stone building, little cafes with tables spilling onto the sidewalks, and everywhere you turn there's another beautiful view. If you're feeling adventurous and want an incredible workout, there's also Castello de Vizzo. It's about a 20-minute uphill hike through olive groves, but the 360-degree view from the top is absolutely incredible. They even have falconry demonstrations on weekends, which is pretty cool. So we have been wandering for about an hour, and honestly we could spend our entire day just exploring these streets and discovering new corners. This is exactly the kind of place where the best experiences happen when you don't have a rigid plan, you just follow your curiosity and see where these ancient streets take you. Next stop, Menaggio. We're hopping on another ferry for what's going to be about a 25-minute journey across the lake. This time we're crossing from the eastern shore where Varenna sits to the western side. And I'm already very excited to see how different this town feels. What's really cool about this particular ferry route is that we're crossing Lake Como at one of its widest points. The lake is shaped like an upside-down Y, kind of like a wishbone. Now we're cruising across the northern branch. Here on the ferry deck, you can really get a sense of just how massive this lake actually is. We're talking about 50 kilometers long and up to 4 kilometers wide in some spots. And as we're getting closer to Menaggio, you can already tell it has a completely different personality from the other two. The town spreads out more along the shoreline instead of climbing straight up the hillside. And there's this more relaxed, spacious feeling to the whole place. But what's really interesting about Menaggio is its location. It sits right at the foot of the Alps, so if you're into some serious hiking or mountain activities, this is definitely your jumping off point. You can actually take day trips into Switzerland from here or tackle some of the alpine hiking trails that start right in the center of town. Menaggio has this completely different energy from Bellagio or Varenna. It's more relaxed and spacious with wider streets and this beautiful long waterfront promenade that's perfect for just taking your time and soaking in everything. The town center has these gorgeous streets lined with local shops, cafes, and boutiques. My mom and I have been wandering through these colored walkways, checking out everything from the Italian leather goods to the local food specialties. It feels way less rushed here, more like a place where you can actually breathe and enjoy the experience. We did end up finding this incredible spot right on the water for lunch, and the views are absolutely stunning. We're talking about a front row seat to the lake with dramatic Alps rising up behind us. From our table, we can see across the lake to the Swiss Alps. The border with Switzerland is only about 10 kilometers north of here, which is mind-blowing to think about. We're having lunch in Italy while looking at Swiss mountains. So after lunch, we're just strolling along this amazing waterfront promenade. It's longer and more developed than the other towns, and you could probably walk about half a kilometer right along the water's edge. There are benches everywhere, little gardens, and these incredible views no matter which direction you look. After our amazing lunch in Menaggio, we were hopping back on the ferry to Bellagio because there's one more absolutely incredible spot that I've been dying to show you. It is the Gardenia de Villa Malizzi. This villa was built in the 1800s and has a lot of historic importance. But what we're really here for, and is absolutely mind-blowing, are the English-style romantic gardens. The moment you walk through these gates, it's like entering a completely different world. The gardens stretch along the lakeshore for almost a kilometer, and every single step reveals something more beautiful than the last. We're talking about ancient cedar trees that are over 200 years old, exotic plants from all over the world, these amazing little neoclassical temples, and mysterious grottos hidden throughout the grounds. This is definitely one of those places where you want to slow down and just soak it all in. Alright, speed round time. Here are all of my essential Lake Como tips that didn't make it into the video earlier. First, timing. Visit in late spring or early fall for perfect weather and fewer crowds. July and August are beautiful, but absolutely packed. Transportation. Rent a car if you're comfortable with narrow, and I mean narrow, mountain roads. But honestly, the ferry system is fantastic and way less stressful. Plus, you'll get better views. Where to stay? Bellagio for luxury and views. Varenna for romance and charm. Menaggio for authentic local vibes and better prices. And Como City if you want more nightlife and shopping. Money saving tip. Many villas and gardens offer combination tickets. The Lake Como card can save you on serious money if you're visiting multiple attractions. Photography. Golden hour is everything here. The best light is early morning and late afternoon, and always shoot from the water if you can. Rent a kayak or take the ferry for those perfect shots. Final tip, don't overplan. Some of the best Lake Como moments happen when you're just wandering and get lost in these magical little streets. And just like that, our whirlwind 24 hours in Lake Como comes to an end. This place completely exceeded every expectation my mom and I had, and trust me, our expectation was already very high. From those heart-stopping mountain roads to stumbling on the perfect lakeside dinner, from getting lost in Varenna's colorful streets, to sharing those quiet morning moments with my mom before the whole world woke up. So whether you're planning a romantic getaway, a family trip, or your own mother-daughter adventure, this is the kind of place that creates memories that you'll treasure forever. If this video gave you serious Lake Como wanderlust, smash that button and drop a comment telling me which town you're most excited to visit. Definitely subscribe because we've got some more incredible European destinations coming up on this road trip that you're not going to want to miss. Thanks for watching and happy travels.